Okay, I think this should be recording. Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Future Powerlifting Podcast, and today we've got a return guest, Omisakin. Last time we spoke to him, like 6 months ago, it was after his, I guess I would call it his first breakout performance, putting him on the map to everyone. And things have changed over the last 6 months. We went from a upcoming contender to the world record holder. How do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I'm Omisakin, current A3PG world record holder, and yeah, current Western Euros champion. Yeah, I think that's kind of enough. I don't know what to say to
Yeah,
start.
that's fine. Okay, I guess this time we'll just go straight into it, and then we'll after we
Yeah,
talk about Western Euros, then we'll circle around to everything else. So let's just start out with Western Euros. So basically, I remember obviously I rewatched our pod to see what numbers you said your goals were for this year.
yeah.
So do you remember what you said?
I think it was around three. Because I know like it was like 10 on squat, about 7 or something on bench. It was like 315, 192, and then 365. So it's around there.
So I think it was 315 on squat, 195 on bench, and I think
Yeah,
deadlift was 360 because I think it equal to 870. Because I remember being like, I remember at that point,
yeah. Oh, yeah. So it was
that was
around
when,
there. Like numbers.
yeah, that was when the world record was still 840 or 842, whatever it was, and it was like we put the numbers together, like, oh my god. So it's pretty crazy, obviously, what's happened since then. But the funny thing is, so I remember before that meet, you had been hitting numbers in the gym, but your squat like in the gym, you had not taken anything close to like what you hit, and we discussed it. And like you obviously you taper very well. You coach yourself, you know your body, all that stuff. So it was funny when I think it was about a week out or something. You posted like your last SPD day or something, and King of Lifts reposted it, and it's like, and they like asked like a question like, "Do you think he's gonna take the world record or whatever?" And like I was reading through the comments, and like people did not think you were there. They're like, "No, where are you getting these numbers from?" Whatever, and like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was thinking in my head, I'm like, "Oh, they don't know," like, because you see, there's like I would break it down. Obviously, there's a million categories, but there's like two main categories of like lifters, especially like high level lifters. There's the
Yeah,
ones that like put up really big numbers in the gym, and like they get you all hyped up, and then best case scenario they match that at the meet. Best case,
yeah,
right? You see that all the time, right? I guess a perfect example is honestly this year at Worlds the U.S. team, right? Like they they were super hyped up, and I don't think a single one of them put up a bigger performance at the meet than they did in training or even previous meets. But then you see the people who put up good numbers, obviously in training, but like when meet day comes, like it just pulls together. So I would put the two best examples in my head of this right now are you and somebody else we'll discuss later, Joe Borenstein. Both of you,
okay.
like Joe is specifically with like squat, like he'll like squat something like it'll be like hard, and then like at the meet he'll just like load up like 20 keys more.
Blow up. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so it's like, and those are like obviously like the favorite lifters. Number one is because you get to see like these crazy like gains and stuff, and also it's like you don't know what's gonna happen. Like you legit don't know. Like when you see your openers, like okay, I don't know what this is gonna be, and then like you take the big
yeah.
jumps, and
They're
then
not on.
somehow like it's crazy. So yeah, so when you had that last like SPD day, what was your plan coming into this meet? Like obviously, I assume you at minimum wanted to break the world record. That's like pretty clear because that should
Yeah.
be
So
easy.
like, I think to be fair, I think I've sent this to Ryan as well because I think we are chatting about it, and it was also like because I think Watford because he wasn't too sure what I wanted to do. I was like, oh, because I was like based on how training was going, I was like 310, 200 on bench, and then about 363. So my ranges were going to be anywhere from 305 on squat to 310, 305 to 310, around like 195 to 200, and then anywhere from 355 to 363. So like my top limit was like 873, and then it was around like 850 something. But I was hopefully I was trying to aim for the top limit anyway. So the thing on the day, like things kind of went roughly to plan. But had to make some adjustments because I think I got called on my second on squats, which is like
Right.
I don't think I've ever had a second
So
call depth
yeah,
call ever.
I was watching it live. It was actually great. I was
Yeah,
watching it live, and I clipped all the videos right away and like posted it on YouTube like immediately. It's like one of my best like YouTube videos just because like It was like before there was any other content out, and it was like,
Yeah, that video went crazy.
yeah. So that video did really well. Um, but yeah, so I remember I was watching it, and I saw it, and then I saw the reds. I'm like, what are these reds for? So I assume, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm assuming the answer is depth, right? That is what the reds were for.
yeah, they were like it was. I think it was like no, because sides gave me white, middle gave me a red, which is okay, and then it got overruled as like a depth. And I was like, really? I was
Really?
like, yeah, yeah,
That's crazy. I think that there should be a rule that the front judge cannot give a red on depth. You cannot see depth from the front. Like, I'm sorry.
no, but
It's
no, but to
like
be fair, I was like, but I think my coaches were like, they were like maybe looked a bit higher than this than the thingy than the first. They were just like, I think Owen actually because Owen Hubbard was handling me, and he was like, it looked like I shifted, like so as I hit the hole, it looks like I also shifted slightly. So like it kind of looked like even though I hit depth, I kind of went out as I shifted forward. So it just said go up and down.
right.
So for my third, I just literally just did that, and I was like, oh, it's fine.
So right. I mean, so what you took what was it? 285, then you jumped 297. So you took a 12 kilo jump,
297,
and then
and
I'm
I did
assuming, and then 305, 305.5. But I'm assuming the goal was, if that went well and you got three whites, to potentially go up to 310, because you were saying that was the plan.
yeah, it
Like
was
as a
like I
top end.
think with yeah, because I
If it
think we
moved
were
really
going
well.
for I think we're chatting for Owen. Owen was like, to be honest, let's just like Owen was like, we don't really even need that. It was just like let's just do halfway through. So let's just go for like 307, 195, and at least that way you are well over the 865 range. You can just
Right.
chip that. And I was like, do you know what?
Right.
Cool, that's fine.
I would
So I
say,
think it was gonna be yep.
yeah, no, I would say that's smart, because like you see often like people who are really strong, sometimes they'll have like those top end goals in mind, and even if it's a good day, right? Like if it's a bad day, they're not going to try to take it, but if it's a good day, they might go for them. But then if you miss your thirds, you're left with like 30 kilos under. Versus like if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
kind of like keep it a little bit chilled on the third and take like instead of like a 75% chance lift, but like a 95% chance lift, so then you're in a much better spot, because then like as long as you execute, you're gonna hit your goal, right? Like it's
Yeah, yeah, literally.
right, especially when you're not competing against like head to head. Like obviously there are other lifters there, but like there's no lifter like that's directly challenging you, or like it's not like some sort of money. Like there's nothing. That meet is about like two things, like your goals and like breaking the world record, and really there's really nothing else like there. So right, so you got overturned, and then you took the smaller jump to 305.5.
Yeah, so just took because I was like, I'm gonna hit 305 like on any day really. So I just took 305, then like literally just did what Owen said, and it was like just go up and down. It was fine, and then after that,
So
it was just like bench is pretty much like
wait, so
as it was kind
let's
of
stay on
going on.
squat for like another minute. So what was the
Yeah, yeah.
heaviest? What was the heaviest you hit in training on squat?
So I did 297.
Okay, so you
Yeah,
took
because I
basically
usually
a
get about
second attempt.
12 kilos on
Okay,
my heavy.
that's reasonable. Also, like I don't think there's probably no reason to really go over second attempts in training. As if you have any idea of like predictability, there's like no point.
Yeah,
So okay, that makes sense. So you took your second in training. So and the 305.5, how did that move to you? Like what were you thinking?
moved great. Like it was like I knew I had more on. It was just like you know what, it's just kind of setting the pace because at least I know like if bench goes to the plan, I can still load up a bit more on deadlifts and kind of just go from there.
Right. Okay. Fine.
So
So then moving on to bench. So bench. How like what was you said your plan was up to 200, and then you said you took it down a little bit when you were talking to Owen. So
yeah, Owen was just like, we don't really. I think Owen was just like, well, let's just like pace for like 195. I think I also was like, to be fair, like 195 because also my third in the gym didn't move as great as I wanted it to move because it was very hard, and I was like, I don't know if it's just because of like fatigue from squats in the day, or it's just because also like I didn't rush my bench session that day, but I was like, let me just pick something like a cool I know like is safe. And if it moves really easy, cool, I know next me I just load it more. And then but I think going in, I think I hit my opener, which is fine, 182, and I hit my second, which is 190. 190 moved hard. Like it was like a bit slow for like a cool. I ain't gotten 200 today. I've got
right.
maybe like 195 at best, maybe 192. So just took 192 and called it a day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was annoyed. I was so annoyed on bench, man. I was pissed.
I mean, it's still that's still like a pretty nice PR. That's 7.5 kilo me PR, right? So that's still
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and the truth is like, it's weird for some reason the 83s, like the top 83s, at least most of them, like
yeah,
bench is just the weak point. Like you looked at
yeah, yeah.
you look at worlds. A lot of people pointed it out. Like there were 4 people in the 74s who outbenched the entire 83s. Like, to be honest, that's like, I don't know, a little embarrassing, but it's just
Nah,
it's
dude, I know what you mean. Like, I think the highest bench on 83 was like, was it 187 or like one? I don't know what it was.
it was definitely, if it was
190.
maybe like 190, not more than that. Like, because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Russ and Jurgens were both like in the 180s. Ina obviously is like lower, and then there weren't really any other like contenders this past year, like any other direct contenders. But
Oh, because everyone kept saying, what's his name? The sub junior kid, Jack.
Jack,
I think he
yeah,
had bench everybody.
he
It
outbenched
was I
everyone.
was
Yeah,
laughing at this comments. I was like, oh
that's
god,
yeah.
it's
You're like,
embarrassing.
it's hilarious. I mean, Jack, yeah, he's not only is a sub junior, he has another year as a sub junior. He's a sub junior next
Yeah,
year. That's
yeah.
it's crazy.
I should give some dignity to the
I
open
know.
spots.
I hope he
Terrible.
stays. Hope he stays 83. I heard him saying something about potentially 93. I mean, he was a 74 last year, so like he's only like
Yeah, but dude,
this is his
he's gonna
first.
grow anyway. So if he's a 74, 83, he's probably gonna be 90 something, to be honest. Like he's
Right.
still
Yeah. I mean,
growing.
right. How often do you see sub juniors and then go to the open and be the same weight class? Like, it's
Yeah,
not. It's not
it's
very
not happening.
common. I mean, like, I think Ashton was like an 80. Not I think Ashton was an 83 in the subs. Like he had the sub junior records back in the
Yeah.
day, and now like obviously he's a 105. But yeah. So bench right. So bench. Okay. So yeah, your third was hard. 192.5. It was not easy. So I guess like, what do you think? Like bench like just didn't show up as well on the day. Like what happened? I mean, you
No,
said you
I don't really think it showed up as well on the day, but I also think like in training it was more so like it's being consistent, I'd say bench sometimes. So like because if I so sometimes with my training days, sometimes my training days might move just with life in general. So like because of that bench tends to be affected more. So my squat and deadlift don't really get affected. As long as I have like equivalent rest days in between, they're fine, but bench gets affected. So I just think like the consistency in training is probably affecting my bench. Usually I'm very on point of the days I bench. But these last couple blocks, I've kind of like had it up and down. I think I just kind of and end up not having my strength like be replicated because in terms of like rep work and PBs, I'm miles ahead of where I was going into Arnold. So to only get 192, even though 192 is a 7.5 kilo PB, it shouldn't be what I ended up with. I think my best triple was like 177, and I also doubled 187. Usually, I get at least 10 of my best doubles in training. So like, at the
right.
very least, I should get 197. So like 192 is a bit.
Okay, I mean at least you know you built that strength, and also like I don't know when you hit these like rep PBs, but like sometimes you hit the rep PBs and it takes like another block or two just for it to like translate to singles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So like it
Yeah,
works
he
both
was.
ways. It works both ways.
What'd you say?
Sometimes you first hit the rep PBs and then you need time for like the singles, or like sometimes like you hit like these like huge PR singles and then like you like reset your next block and you think all of a sudden like you should be hitting these for reps or whatever, and it's like it's just not there yet. Like it takes time like for the strength to like translate and whatever. So, but it's I mean if
Well,
your strength
usually
is
though,
built
like
up,
for me, I usually hit it like the previous block before, so it's like similar length of time as usually is.
right? Right. You were
So it's
telling me
like
last time like how your blocks work. Like you end your blocks with like most. It's like not singles. Like you're hitting like you were saying last time you wanted to hit this for like I don't know. I remember it was like something like on deadlifts you wanted to hit like something for 7 and on like squats for
yeah,
4, like whatever it is.
I
It was
hit
like
all
fun.
those to be fair. Yeah,
Oh, you hit all those goals in the end.
yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that is. So how many times a week do you bench?
What'd you say?
How many times a week do you bench?
Oh, 3 times.
3 times.
And I've
Okay.
got one day is incline. But I think going into my last block though, I changed my incline day to a regular bench day. I
So,
don't really think it helped me that much.
so you only comp bench twice a week.
No, I bench. No, sorry, I comp bench 3 times a week,
Oh.
and I do incline for like a fourth day.
Oh. Okay. I was like 2 comp benches a week is pretty low for like for like except for like the heavier weights. Like at this point, like you feel it feels like you see everyone's
No,
doing like
to be
4.
fair, like I think you're freezing on my part. You
Oh
there?
really?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, good. I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. No. So I was saying that like 2 comp benches a week is pretty low at this point. Like you see like so many people doing 4 or 5. Although to be
Yeah,
fair, I mean obviously I don't know for sure, but it looks like you have long arms, right? Like I mean so the longer your arms are, like practically you're gonna bench a little bit less times a week because you're just gonna have carry way more fatigue. Like if you're like
yeah.
a
I was gonna
short
say that as
arm,
well. Like
like what's your bench rack height?
Oh, I don't even know off by heart.
Really?
Is it like 10 or something? No, I don't know
Wait.
off by heart. I've got
So
it written down, but I
10.
don't know it off by heart.
If it's 10, that's crazy because you know Eno's a 10, and you've seen his arms, and Eno, Eno's a 10. I
Is
only
it?
remember that because I remember I was watching one of the competitions and I zoomed in to see what his rack height was because
Yeah.
on the Rogue I'm a 10 and he was a 10 on the Rogue and I was like that's
Yeah,
crazy.
on the road, I'm at 10.
Okay, so all right, so you definitely have like a big range of motion on bench. So like it's not the same as like somebody who has like a 8-inch range of motion. Like you'll see people like on rack height like 6 and like yeah. Okay, so that was bench, right? And then deadlift obviously was, I guess, the wild card, and that's the crazy thing because deadlift you said like your top end was 363, and we now know your top end was not 363. But we'll
Yeah.
tell us about
Okay, now
deadlifts.
we'll get into that in a sec anyway. So like but the thing is I did that based off like so I think I'll just talk how like I set my blocks anyway. So like usually so I think I talked about it before because I had like sevens and fives, then like a double, two doubles, and then I had a single going into my so two doubles leading into my peak. So for my sevens and fives, I hit 300 for a set of seven and I hit 320 for a set of five. And it was a good set of five. So I was like, based on that 320, I was like, I'm probably going to be anywhere from like 367 to 380. So I think the following block after that, I was like, cool, let me see what, oh, 380 let me see what I can double. But then my doubles didn't go to plan. I think because I tried to have, I usually have like 5 week block lengths, but which is why I usually have my block length stats. But I increased my like the overall volume on my secondary days. So from my like usually I have them pretty low, like I'm doing like a 5x1 or like a 4x2, something really easy. But I
Wow.
changed it to but I changed it this time to descending sets. So I did eights going all the way to doubles. So like, but it worked really well for that block where I had the fives because literally that five was like at eight and it was 320. That's fucking huge for me. So I was like, let me replicate this for like the next block, but then it just didn't really pan out with in terms of like because I only got like I had a 332 double, which is really easy. But the following week I just had too much fatigue, so I could only hit like 347 for a single. So I was like, that's a huge drop off. So I was like, okay, cool. Maybe it's not quite there. And the following block after that, I jacked to prepare for the meet, so I didn't have the same issue as Arnold's. I made sure like the intensity on my second day was like I kind of flipped it. So I'm handling the heavy because I don't really lift that heavy in training. So sometimes like, especially with how heavy the load's going, I might have grip issues because I don't touch anything really heavy in training. But the strength's there, but so I wanted to like fix that. So if, like, for example, anything, so I didn't have replicate the issue I had at Arnold's come up where I'm having an issue at my third deadlift. So I had really high intensity for penultimate block before my peak block. Maybe I'm talking too fast, but like basically the block before my peak block, I had 5x1s, but I had them really heavy. So I worked up to like 317 for a 5x1.
Oh wow.
Um, so I knew like I'd be fatigued, so I couldn't really replicate anything that good for doubles that block. So I wasn't too sure. Okay, although I knew I'd be in this range, I didn't quite know. So I was like, okay, cool, but I know I can definitely hit anywhere from 355 to 363. So I just
So
took that. Yeah.
how do you structure? So you were saying how do you structure your blocks? Meaning when you're like obviously you said the way you had your block a couple before when you hit those rep PRs, you were having like decent intensity there, and then when you're hitting your peaking block, do you normally change your secondary day? Like how does that work? So
So like in terms of I work best off like having like a very light secondary day. So like because I get fatigued quite easily. So like I don't really have that much like work. So my peak block, my secondary days are like 280 ish for like for two 5x1s, so three 280 ish and three 2600. So that's quite light for me. And then so that's really good for me showing strength. But for me gaining strength, I need to be a bit like I usually have it a bit like heavier. But I think the mistake I made going into like the doubles, which would have, if I'd hit the doubles I wanted, I would have been loaded more on. But if I'd like, let's say, had that, instead of being a 5 week block, reduced to a 4 week block, if I was going to increase the overall volume in my secondary day, that would have probably allowed me to actually like not burn out quicker. So I think if I'd done that, I would have probably had a better double. Because I wanted to double around like 350 ish, 360. If I can hit that as a double, then I know I've got a bit more in me.
yeah,
So that's basically what it was. But because I didn't get to hit that, I was like, let me not risk it. And especially with my deadlift, it's kind of like I don't really stall. It's kind of like it's easy then it's not. So I don't
Oh,
really give like an
interesting. So you
indicator of
don't you
like
don't get to see that clear like point of like, okay, this is what I
no,
want.
no, no.
So
Like
that's
it's kind of
interesting.
like it's easy or it doesn't come off the ground.
Okay,
So like there's no like in between.
yeah, I understand that. Obviously, I can't relate to the weights, but I can relate to the it's fast until it's not.
Yeah, that's
So,
what I mean.
I mean, what you're saying makes sense, right? Like, because when you're building strength, you need that stimulus even on the secondary day. But then when you're actually peaking, like, you just can't like overly fatigue yourself, right? You're trying to like you built all the strength the last bunch of blocks, and now you're just trying to get yourself to express it on the day of. And if you bring too much fatigue, like obviously you could work with that by bringing the fatigue and then tapering. But then when you bring too much fatigue and you taper too complicated, like you're it's way less expected. Like it's not you can't predict nearly as well. Like you're just hoping. So that makes sense. So you changed it back. Okay, so that's why you were thinking like a little bit lower. But then obviously day of so day of right you come in. I was shocked right. So I'm watching and I didn't really know the other competitors. But then like I see you take your opener 325 and then what's his name
Oh, Kunz.
so
Yeah. Oh,
then I
Kunz.
look
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for like the second round of deadlifts, and then I'm like, wait, somebody else is going earlier.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm like, what? So
Yeah, because yeah, Kunz is from from GB as well. Because he was shooting for like the 380 that day anyway. So I was like, yeah, I'm not hitting the. To be fair, I was like, I was not expecting to get the heaviest deadlift today because I knew like he's gonna be anywhere from like 370 to 380. So I was like, wherever he hits will be something crazy. So
yeah,
yeah,
GB is really becoming way stronger. Like on all, like basically, like 83s and up. Like yeah, they don't really have the lighter weight classes anybody like super competitive, but 83s and up, like they're extremely strong total wise. Like they're getting tons, especially like a bunch of like kids in the juniors or just out of the juniors, and then like also especially deadlifts. Like in every weight class, there's like a bunch of deadlifters who are just like insane. Like every weight class, it's pretty crazy. Some would say GB's got shooters.
oh god, this is rubbish. No, they were all over the comments for that man. They were like, yeah, they love it, man.
Yeah, so you come in deadlifts, right? So opener obviously flew. Like I mean, 325 is always gonna fly. And then you load up. What was it? It was 347 second.
Yeah,
347,
347.
and that was exactly that chipped. That would chip the record.
Yeah, it was meant to chip it, and then like I got called. It was like I think I dropped it too quickly because it was like basically what happened is like apparently it moved too fast, so it bobbled at the top. So I was like, it's a good problem to have, but because I held it and it was like apparently it was still moving, so it didn't give me the down command. And I was like, I feel like I held this for like a good minute or something. And I was like, they were
Wait,
like,
so
yeah, like
did you hear the down command?
no, I didn't.
So, but like
But
eventually, like
I just because on meet day I'm not really like I'm there, but I'm not really there. Like I'm kind of just going autopilot mode.
right.
So I just kind of just repeat routine. So whether or not I'm not really listening in. So like for when I didn't get it, I was like, what? I was like, that's like my usual time I takes, but it was apparently like it was still moving at the top. Like it went up so quickly, it was just bobbling.
Right.
So I didn't give it down. I was like, oh, fair
So
enough.
were you shocked when you saw the reds?
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, what in the? I was like, what in the world is this? And then they were like, he was just like, yeah, just hold it for a bit longer. Like you need to let it like settle. And I was like, okay, cool.
So
I'll just
how was
so
that conversation with Owen after that? Like, so obviously you can tell that you had a ton of strength in the day, and obviously the first goal was to break the world record. But like, you weren't gonna
yeah.
retake that just to break it because like that was like literally
Nah,
moved
nah, nah.
like an easy second, like between opener and second. So, um, oh, so I guess two questions, right? If you had gotten whites on the second, would you have
Yeah.
taken an even bigger jump to the third?
Oh yeah, I would have more comfortable to take a bigger jump because I think even after that attempt, Owen was like, "Are you?" Because you knew I had like he knew I had like the strength for like 363 in there, but he was like, "Do you want to like still go for like the 367 to like get this 865?" I was like, "Nah, let's just stick to like what we had planned because I don't want to like risk anything. Like I just want to go,
Right.
cool, I've got this definitely. Let's just take this and like call it a day."
Right. It's not right. It's not worth the risk. Like you're not gonna take
Yeah,
this
it's like I
huge.
know like I've got this, so it's let me just take it. Like if I'd already secured the world record, cool. Let me go for something a bit more fun. But because I hadn't, I was like, let me just like stick to the plan. Because like usually my numbers are where I predict them to be.
So when you pull 363, Were you shocked at how fast that moved?
Oh, that was great, man. Like that was like it was like yeah, I was like when I did I was like, oh, I've got more in me today. I was like, oh great, okay. But yeah, like I think like 100% I had like another 5, maybe 10, maybe 10. But I'm saying maybe 10 because I'm like
I know you said it's usually fast until it's not, but the way that looked, it looked like a second attempt. It looked like you could have
yeah,
went
I
like
think I keep getting told this, but
375.
I'm like, yeah, guys, like with my deadlifts, it's kind of like it's always really quick and then it's not. So I'm like, I'm not like, oh, I could have pulled like 20 kilos more. I could have done a 380. No, 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 no.
Were
I
you
think it's like
tempted?
5, maybe 10.
Were you
What did
tempted to
you
go load like 375 in the warm up room and try
say?
it?
Nah.
You
Because
had no
like if I
temptation.
did that, then I'd be like, I'd look like oh god. I always people do that shit. I was like, just save it for training. Like it's cool.
I
Just
know, but it's like so kind of it kind of is like the other meet when you missed the third and like so you
yeah.
technically totaled 825 but like you had the third, so it's just like okay, I viewed it as like okay, that's your total because like you obviously had the
That's my
deadlift.
top of the
So
day.
here if you like
I
take
don't
another
actually get
10, it's like okay, obviously you didn't do it in the meet, but it's like this is your actual total. So
yeah. But I think because I just look at it like I'll get like because my main thing is just correcting when it's correct, and then like for euros I'll get to like load something I actually can. So which is like not that far. It's like 4 blocks, or that's in like March. So it's not super far away. So like I'll get opportunity to replicate it there, granted I'm healthy.
right, so you finished the meet right, 861, shattered the world official world record by like a couple percent. um
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact timing. So when you did the meet, were the wild cards for Sheffield already announced?
Oh no, they're already gone. So it was Kajal got the last one.
I mean, it was already official. They had already announced it before then.
Yeah, because it was I remember Kajal getting the last one, but it was because I thought it was going to be Emil and probably Kajal anyway. So when they got it, I wasn't super surprised. So I went in thinking, okay, well, there's no like shot here about getting one. Um, so I wasn't like expecting one, if that makes sense. It's kind of like I already knew it was gone, so it's like fair enough. But then I think afterwards it was like I think Bob doesn't want to do it, so it's like, oh, there might be a reserve spot available, but they haven't announced anything yet, so we kind
Have
of
you
have to wait
have
and
you
see.
spoken to Pete?
I spoke to Pete before my meet, but I haven't spoken to Pete after the meet.
Really?
So yeah, I haven't asked him because just like I think if they wanted, they'll just like suggest, you know what I
So
mean?
okay, so right, the way I view it, so there's two things. Like there's reserves, right? Like I know like Shell was a reserve last year for Sheffield, right?
Yeah,
So and then so I mean I figured they would have to give the reserve some amount of like warning because you can't. I mean people will take it either way. Like what's the name? Abdul, right? He got the reserve spot.
yeah,
Mo, whatever. He got the reserve spot 2 years ago, and he took it from Chance, right? And like he got it like last minute, and he just did it. So anybody would do it if they were given the opportunity. But you'd think they would
yeah.
want to give somebody like a prep this way they can actually be ready for them.
But
Um,
again, like with I think with Mo's situation, I think it was kind of like um but to be fair, the last minute didn't really do him the best. You didn't really get to see the best Mo, in my opinion,
right.
because like he was preparing for the British and he had to like change things last minute to be able to do.
Yeah.
So like even though he had he didn't really have had a decent day, but didn't have like the day you could have seen Mo do, especially given the opportunity. Like
So basically, what I'm saying is you got to call Pete up and be like, "Yo, Pete, like, am I
what's
getting
going
this
on there?
reserve spot? Because like,
Oh
right.
no,
So we were saying
because
with
it's not
Bob,
really a reserve spot at this point. It's like it's basically a spot because
right?
I
I
don't think Bob's doing it.
I still find it hard to believe that Bob's not going to show up. It doesn't make any
I
sense.
don't
It makes no
I
sense.
don't think he wants to do it. Like generally, I don't think he wants to do it.
There's only one possible reason why he wouldn't do it, which is if it's like if he's just fully embraced on the fact that he's trying to bulk to 120 to face Rondell, right?
Yeah,
But even so, even if he does it at 120, weighing like 109 or something, right? He's not going to be able to win, especially with Shell and whatever. But like he can still break some records in that class. Like for sure, he could break the total record. Like the total record's I think 978, and like he just did 1,000 kilos in training.
yeah,
So like, and you break the total record, right? That's you get 5K right there plus whatever place he comes in. Like he can still make, let's say, like whatever it is, somewhere between 5 and 10K. Like, and you get the opportunity to compete at Sheffield. Like who knows how many times? Like who knows? Maybe next year, like Rondell comes back and like this is one chance. So I still think it's like a 50-50. I don't think until they officially announce somebody else takes his
Yeah.
spot, I'm not gonna believe
That,
that
that,
he's
that
dropping
again,
out.
that's what I mean. Like I don't like it, it's not official, and also like although I'm because although he said he doesn't want to do it, I'm still like like. But
Oh, you
again,
know
like
what?
that's kind of
You should just straight up forget about me, anyone else. You got a message, Bob, and be like, bro, like, if you're not doing it, I want your spot. Like, straight up.
no.
Are you?
I've already chatted to him about it. Like I've
Oh
chatted to him.
yeah.
He's literally said he doesn't want to do it. Like he's like adamant. He's next meets nationals. So
Yeah,
he's
I
like
heard him say
yeah, I
that, but
think you'll
like,
probably get it afterwards. But I'm like yeah, I don't know that because no one's announced it. No one said anything to me. So I don't
right.
know.
Do you expect to get it if Bob officially drops out?
And again, this is the thing as well with this. This is why I'm a bit like blase fair about it because like I think with the requirements for Sheffield, you have to do either worlds or regionals. So regionals is Euros, North Americans, I think South Americans, or what's the other one? But it's like 6 regions. So I hadn't done either of those.
Oh, so you
So
don't think? So the question is that's for the regular spots. Are do
yeah,
these
yeah.
for like the reserve slash like wild cards? Do they have the same requirements?
I think they do. I got told they do as well, but I don't know if they get to because again, like it's Sheffield. Sheffield is SPD's meet, but I think the IPF and stuff have to oversee it. So it's a thing of like, will they have to enforce that as well? So if they have to enforce that, I wouldn't meet the criteria either
Right.
way. But again, I have no idea what's happening with it.
So
Um,
okay. So who do you think would get that spot then if you don't meet the criteria?
so only thing I can think of at the minute is either so the way things are looking right now, it's looking like a full-on 83 battle between Endurance, Russ, and Tim. We've got Gavin, we've got Emil. The only other person I could see making it more interesting is if you throw in 105er, Ukrainian. I'm forgetting his name.
Ashton? I mean Anatoly?
And yeah, Anatoly. Yeah, yeah.
Wait, does he not have a spot? I forgot who got like the first round
No,
of
he didn't.
prep.
Because Ashton has it. Because it could
Right.
either be Gavin to make a through with the
But
893s.
what about the fact that they gave it to Gavin? Gavin's already gotten 2 wild cards. Like,
Hey, dude, I'm looking at who I think will get it. I think it'll
right,
either be Gavin or Anatoly. I think those make things more interesting because like in
right,
terms of like you Gavin will at least be able to push the 93s, make things a bit more interesting, get probably a Scott world record. Anatoly pushes Ashton where like he could miss a lift because obviously like he's got someone who's probably trying to push for the squat world record as well.
right.
I think those two make sense. But hey, if they want to give it to me for the 83s, I'd love it.
Well, okay, so the way I view it is if like I don't know the specific requirements, but like
Yeah,
if you are eligible, I think it's obvious that you deserve it, right? Meaning like you and Gavin both broke the record, but Gavin broke it by a couple of kilos and you shattered it. So like based off just pure merit, like you are like the number one person who should get it. But if you're not qualified, then I guess the people who technically meet the qualifications are Gavin, Anatoly,
yeah,
Panna. But Panna's not going to get it now that Shell's doing 66. Like, there's no point of bringing another one like who's
yeah.
going to be way behind. So then, yeah, I guess those are the obvious ones. So Sheffield's around the same time. Is it around the same time as Euros?
No, it's like a few months before. So Sheffield is like maybe 2 blocks. I say blocks because I usually think of things in blocks,
Right.
but but it's in January, so like end of January, and
Oh, they moved it
then
up this year.
yeah, so end of January, and then yours is like mid March, mid to the end of March. So it's
Oh, so it's
like
not it's
two
not like
blocks.
you could prep for one and then like do the other. They're totally
Oh,
different
you
in
could do
time.
the other. You could obviously if you had like so we technically I've got nationals now. So my nationals is like about 2 blocks from Western. So like you have a block where you kind of ease things off, and another block where you kind of peak. So you could do both if you wanted
Oh
to.
wait, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about nationals. So your nationals are your next meet. When's nationals?
Yeah, that's like 5 weeks. So
So
it's pretty.
November, late
Yeah, so
November.
it's like yeah, towards the end of November.
So explain to me and everyone else how GB's nationals works because I know it's not as
Oh
simple as
yeah. So basically, so regarding nationals, it's just pretty much like you. I think this year they've kind of changed things where like you have like a qualifying date to a certain amount of time. So I think there'll be a few meets where you can qualify. So I think so. This is also like a British nationals. Like you become the national champion if you win nationals, but it doesn't necessarily mean you'll get to go to worlds if you win nationals. because I think last year they kind of did that with selections, but
Right.
again with the whole thing I didn't get to go. There was
But
like a lot of
I
issues.
thought last year. What was the reason? I thought there was a reason why they did selections.
Oh, the
That because
last year the reason
nationals
why
was too
they
late.
had a nationals early in the year, but they changed the calendar, so they had to bring the selections meet for the following year. But then so that's kind of what happened. So
So
like people basically got to qualify for it like 8 months or 6 months before, anything
right.
like that. It's a
So
very
selections last year was in November. This year nationals in November. So same time. So why
yeah.
do they not go back to the regular standard? Okay, everyone has to do nationals, and nationals is the qualifier for worlds. Why do they not like?
Okay, so like, I think basically because last year, I think because for example last year with how things panned out for me, where I did selections, I missed weight by 0.25, so I weighed 83.25, so I didn't get to go because I missed weight selections. But I also did Arnold, which is another like meet where it was an international meet. I also put up 825, so people thought, okay, cool, because I did that, like, and it's close to because there was still like the team hadn't been selected yet, so I think okay, that would like push you in to do worlds because I think some of the people's performances from Arnold's counted towards them doing worlds. So it
Right.
was like I didn't count. But I think just because of like the grey area of things, people like let's just have a thing where there's a cut-off date between when you so you can do a couple meets to qualify. So even if you can't do this, you've got opportunities to qualify.
So when's the
That's how
cutoff?
Canada.
So when's the cutoff this year?
I'm not too sure.
Okay. I mean,
But
a,
I do.
I think a cutoff is good, but I think better than a
Yeah.
cutoff is having one meet. Like,
Yeah, but I guess this is the thing. Like, you have to look at a few different. I know it's like how Canada has it, and also like what could happen technically is people could just wait till like the last minute and into the last meet. So someone
right?
that could think like prepare
Yeah,
for it,
it makes
and
it
then
makes
you could
sense.
literally
Like you know
yeah.
what
But
you
again,
need.
like if you set a high enough total, then what's someone
Right.
gonna do?
It won't make a huge difference for certain people, but like in the classes that are really tight, like let's say like the 93s or I don't remember all the
Oh
classes,
yeah,
but
93s
like
are pretty tight.
the 93s,
Very
right?
true.
So if I was like a competitor, I would just do the last one and know what I needed to hit. Like or
Yeah,
even the 105s,
you got
even the
25.
105s. Like I don't think there's gonna be like some whatever. There's not gonna be some 83 that does the last meet and is gonna beat you in endurance. Like I don't think that's gonna happen. But like it could happen in certain weight classes where if they know, like they just get a huge advantage. So I don't really love it, but also if you have just that one nationals where everyone has to do it, like it becomes a really stacked meet. Like think about it. Like you got all like even if some weight classes like there'll be double ups obviously, right? But like you got like you
Yeah,
and Jern's doing the 83s and you got like Christian and Nathaniel and everyone doing the 93s and then you got like
well, no,
Tony.
Nathaniel's moving up.
Oh, officially?
Yeah, he's going up 105s, but he's a junior as well. But we've
Right.
got it's basically for 93 is going to be Christian, Maxwell, Nathan,
Joey.
um, Joey. Yeah, he's moved. Yeah, I think he's still a junior, isn't he? Though he's just
He
doing
is.
the
But he's still a junior, but like just moving up to the 93s, I wonder what like he'll get from that boost. And also, it's not official yet, but I think Manson was saying he might also go up to the 93s.
oh. Nah, I don't think so. I think it's just chill. Why? You're having a great time at 83s. Are you moving up yet?
Well, I don't know what his weight is, but
Yeah,
um,
true, true. It's still pretty young.
yeah. But yeah, so right, either way, it would just be like fun to have. I mean, in general, all the GB meets now are pretty like intense. Like even just junior nationals. I remember watching junior nationals and like I didn't even know who Manson was at that point, and then like he like balled out at junior nationals and then at worlds and like all these people are coming up. So like it'll still be a good meet. But right. So do you know if? Oh, I assume Jurgens is not going to be doing it.
Nah, he's not because he's got Sheffield to worry about,
Right.
so he's not going to
So
bother.
Sheffield is one of the meets that can qualify him.
Yeah, I think because he has dispensation. So like with GB get dispensation for like doing certain meets if you obviously have something coming. So obviously with Sheffield he's got one. I think a few other people as well have it if they're going to do Sheffield.
Okay. But it won't matter. Meaning, last year the issue with you making the team was just that you qualified too late, all right? Because you missed weight. But for this year, it won't make a difference. They'll take 283s.
They might not. I don't know, but they usually they can double up in weight classes that are more competitive. So they might do if we obviously we are the most competitive. They might double up, but they don't have to.
I mean, but like for example, like there's no 59 now, because like Ish is not even a 59 anymore. So he's like so like now there isn't like there's no 59 at all. There's no 66 who's competitive
Really
really.
competitive.
there's no 74 who's competitive at all. Like I was looking up actually today, just each weight class like in GB, and like the number 174 I think is Dylan Nelson, and his total is like 724. So like,
But I think Dylan's moving up as well. Dylan's leading
right.
74.
Okay, so I'm saying my point is like there's no 74 who's done like anything close.
Yeah,
to
so there's 3 classes essentially missing.
Yeah, so you're missing those 3 classes. So like it makes sense. Like double up in the 83s, double up in the 120s, like whatever. I don't know specifically whatever which ones. Obviously, it comes down to what people do. But like for sure, like double up, pick like some of the middle and lighter heavy classes and just double them up.
Yeah, because it makes more sense for 83s, 93s, 120s. Put the
Yeah.
spaces in there.
Right. So that's what I think would make sense. But
Yeah,
like
that's for the head coach. At the minute, we don't have one.
so okay, wait. You want?
Yeah, I don't know anything
I don't
about
know.
this.
You don't know the
I'm not
Paul
the
situation.
I literally have no idea. I just know like that I think they're just sorting out changing over head coach, but I don't know what's actually happened. I would like to know, but everyone's been a bit hush hush with it. So
it's interesting because it's not just GB. I mean, you know, Powerlifting America also just had this, right?
Yeah.
But in Powerlifting America, I think it was a terrible decision. I think Matt Gary is one of the best, if not the best, game day coach there is. But at least there, they like said exactly what's happening. Like we know who's replacing him, and it's somebody who's already been he's the executive director. Like he's already on the staff, and he basically has been the team coach previously. I think he was. I don't know if he was officially, but he definitely coached in Malta last year or whatever the year before. So like.
Yeah.
But just like not saying who's replacing is weird. But also by Powerlifting America, the coach is not even the one who decides either way. So it's like it's like they make the standards like the tier 1 and whatever, and like if you hit that, it's automatic. Like there's no, I like it better that way because there's no bias. Like it can't be like, oh, I like this lifter. It's like if you hit this number, you're automatically in. If not, it goes to like GL, whatever. Like there's no person who's picking. But I don't think GB has as like clear, right? Like they can choose who they want.
Yeah, I think they can choose, and also based on that, they go to the board. I think the board has to approve who they choose anyway. So like, even though like they can make who they want, but I think the board has to kind of approve the decision anyway.
Okay, that makes sense. So right, so you won't know, but obviously the goal is Worlds. I mean, first let's see what happens in Sheffield. But if you don't meet the qualifications, then like. It's just Worlds, which is.
Well, I'll shoot another question. It's worth asking.
Yeah, definitely send them a message
and see what's going on. But literally, for me at the minute, my focus is nationals, Euros, Worlds, and then potentially World Games because I think could get through that. We'll see.
Well, how would that would also need to be a wild card because they haven't announced the wild cards for World Games yet.
Yeah, but again, my GL's really high now, so
right. So
get it.
So are you planning on going like all out at nationals, or it's like going to be like more of a chilled?
No, I'm chilling out. I think I was gonna go all out because I was gonna try and like hit the third I wanted, but to be honest, because I was also dealing with like some knee tendonitis going into Westerns anyway, so I couldn't really push my squat. So even though like, because my squat is a bit underwhelming for me anyway, so like I think now it's kind of like back to normal. So where it's like I should just kind of keep it that way leading into Euros. So I'm probably just gonna hit like a second attempt for squats and deadlift and probably just take like a bigger third on. So I'll probably take a real third on bench, hit seconds on squat and deadlift, and then kind of go from there. And I'll probably also like maybe do back offs too. We'll see.
Right. Okay. So you'll train like through it. And then so Euros is more of the focus?
Yeah, Euros is like the big one.
You've never done Euros, right?
No, I've done Euros as a junior.
Oh, not as an open. But this will be your first open. Okay, so that'll be okay. Then again, I don't know how like intense Euros. I don't know who's going to be on the roster because, like, obviously Sheffield's only really affecting Germans for that because the other ones are not. The other 83s are not European. But
it'll probably be. I think it'll be Enna.
Right. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, probably just be Enna.
So have you've never battled? I
don't know if Germans will want to do it because it's a world game.
You've never battled Enna.
What'd you say?
Right? You've never battled Enna, right?
Nah, I haven't.
Oh, so go to Euros.
Fucking dicey guy, man.
Go to Euros and just take it chilled. Not like super chilled, but like chilled on squat and bench, and just go with the goal to outpull him. Go and try. Just a deadlift only block and be like, okay.
Go, Joe. Just be like, yeah, fuck it. Let's see what we can do. See, to be fair, like, if I can get But I think I don't even need to take like if I can because I've mapped out the next couple blocks. If it goes to plan, like I could lower the world record if it actually goes to plan, like because I've got like this, I'm hitting 7 this block, so I've got like 312 plans for 7s. If I hit that, then I've got like 330s planned for 5s next block. Then I hit that, then I've got like I'm gonna do triples and doubles. And if I can hit that, like I'm gonna pace for like 3/8 something. So like I could probably do that at Euros, but it's like it's granted if these next blocks go the way I've planned it. So like I won't need to really take like a chill day to do it, but we'll kind of have to see.
Right. Well, okay. So last time you gave me your goals for this year, and you basically hit it. A little bit less. Give me your goals for this upcoming season.
Oh, so I'm not like how I set mine is not really like based on the whole year. It's mostly like in terms of like 3 to 5 blocks. So I think for this me, I've got 317 in mind, 205, and then 380.5. So obviously in order to hit those, it's 903. Yeah, 903. But in order to hit those, I need to like I think I need so in terms of like milestones, I've got like so for me to hit the 317 squat, I need a 292 triple, so which is like 7.5 PB on squat. So my current PB is 285, and then I need about 185 on bench, so about 7.5 off my actual bench, and then I need about 12 kilos on my deadlift one, so going off 320, so I need 332. If I hit those, I'm basically in the realm of 903, which isn't like super hard for me to do. It's just about like staying healthy leading into Euros. I think by Euros, maybe Worlds, I can do it.
Okay, you know what? Speaking of worlds, right? Let's get a little
Yeah.
spicy here. We get a little spicy.
Yeah.
So, right, we got some contenders. The 83s have shaken up, right? I mean, coming into this year, I and most people thought it was Russ was gonna win. Like Jurgens would come second, but we didn't. Most people didn't think it was gonna be close, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
in the last, I would say, 4 months, everything's shooken up, right? Jurgens beats Russ. We had Joe Bornstein talking big, and he backed it up. Tim Monagatti moves back to 83 and like hits a crazy meet at like 80 kilos. You have your meet. Other people, give me top 5 83s.
Oh, top 5 for next year.
Yeah, this coming year Worlds. Put your top 5. Let's go.
Okay.
Wait, and
So I think
wait. Let me just preface. Obviously, you can't know who's gonna make Worlds because different countries, whatever. So you could put however many from however country. Like it doesn't matter. Whoever ends up making it, it's its own thing.
no, I think to be honest, okay. Do you know what? Controversy wise, if I wanted to get a bit spicy, so I'll give my top 5. If I think I think US probably going to take one person. I think Joe's going to come. I think Joe beats Russ to do it. I don't know if he listens to this and snips this, but I think Joe beats Russ. Just because of like again, I want to face Joey because I think want to shoot for the 300 plus, so that'd be fun. So I think my bet is me, Joey, Jurgens. Obviously, it's going to be Enna. And then in terms of other 5, probably be halfway. I think that's really unless I'm missing somebody, but I think that's
You're
probably going to
missing
be
Tim.
Tim. Oh shit! Do you know what? I keep thinking is Tim is the 74. No, Tim. And if you're gonna do it in order,
Yep.
That's obviously me number 1. And then everybody got Joey 2. We'd probably have. This is where things get a bit. I think Jurgens 3, and I think Tim 4. Yeah. And then I think did I miss one now? I think Enna probably 5.
Wait, you didn't pick which one?
What'd you say?
You didn't pick one.
No, I said me.
Okay,
just me. It's gonna be one.
Just making sure.
Dude.
So, okay. But okay. So that I think. See, the problem with that is it's complicated because that like Russ and Joe, unfortunately, like it's almost for sure only one of them goes, right? Like
it's gonna go
the way it's sharp. And Russ and Joe is not even. You're missing like you realize how stacked the 83s in the US are, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're missing.
You know, like Delaney, right? Delaney, 2-time champion.
Angelo, you're missing. Chris.
Delaney missed his third by like an inch, and like what would that have put him at? Like I think 860.
857.
857, right? So, like this year at Nationals, I think Russ might have to go, even though he did Sheffield, just to like have a because you don't want to like have your total go against people like you want to if possible. Like obviously it depends if he's able to have enough time to like get strong to be strong, but like he might.
Yeah.
But even if Russ not there, you got Joe, you got Delaney, you got Angelo, you got Chris, and then I don't know what's gonna happen, but if Taylor goes 83.
Oh yeah, Taylor. Now, but I still don't think it's enough time to make up the ground. He's only just getting back, and usually with Taylor takes a couple meets to build back up as well.
But
So like, Taylor,
you saw Taylor's last post, right?
yeah. No, but looking at like Taylor's history and how he rehabs, like he usually has like a tune-up meet that he like sets the pace. So I don't think he's gonna come out guns blazing unless he does. But I think
Well,
Taylor usually like
he's competing in 2 weeks.
Hmm?
He's competing in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then after that, he has to decide whether he wants to do nationals as 74 or as an 83. My personal opinion is he has a bigger chance of making the world. Not that he has a big chance either way. Is he has a bigger chance of making the world's team at 83 than 74. That's my take. Because
No.
I'll tell you why. He right now he's like weighing like 80, 81, right? And he's getting stronger, right? Or whatever. He's getting back to strength. But if he has to cut down like 5 kilos and then face Perk, and while still trying to get healthy, I don't think that I don't see how he could possibly total more than like 830, best case at 74. But if he instead gets another 4 months to continue bulking into the 83s while like eating extra calories, like doing rehab works much better when you're gaining weight than when you're losing weight, right?
When you're bigger, yeah.
Then I could see it. I don't think he's gonna do enough, but like I could see him going like 850, 860 at 83. But at 74, I don't think he's gonna be there.
I think in terms of Taylor, I think either way, like Taylor's gonna have a good time. Whether he chooses to do 74s or 83s, I think Taylor's gonna have like a great meet regardless. But I just think regarding like how he like looking into like how he rehabs and stuff, he usually like sets the pace of his meets. I don't think he's gonna like push things too soon because what's the point? Because he just spent like last year rehabbing. There's no point like rushing it just to like make the world's team when you can like pace yourself, be healthy, had some PBs, and then like let's say your second meet, third meet in, you can actually ball out properly.
Right,
But
that makes sense.
but I think for the way things look, it's probably gonna do 83s. I think that's a good.
Right, I would guess that also. I'm excited to see that. Like, if Russ is there, if it's Russ, Joe, Delaney, Chris, Angelo, Sean Origa, Sean's looking strong. Like, it doesn't really mean much because Sean is historically looks really strong in training, and it's like, what's he gonna do? And then he does the same 825 every year. So it's like the question is whether he actually can but like he's looking to strong like on every lift. Like he's like squatting back into the 300s, like benching, like even with the bench depth thing, he just doubled 207 like yesterday. I think I don't think it's gonna happen because I used to be every year like Sean's gonna beat Russ, Sean's gonna beat Russ, Sean's gonna beat Russ.
Oh, you're one of them.
Now I've changed my mind to I think Sean's gonna total 825 until he actually beats that. So I still don't think he's gonna. Right now it's like I don't have belief in him, but like he has put together like a training total that's like something like I think it was like 305 squat, 215 bench, and like 350 deadlift.
I missed his deadlift.
His deadlift was a bit ago. Recently, what did he do?
Okay.
I think he did like 320 for 4 or something. Like
Okay.
yeah, he does a lot of like rep stuff like on deadlifts specifically. Like,
That was 870. There's no way I missed this.
I'll send you the list if I can find them.
All right, I hate to see this. I hate to see this.
But like the point is like there. Oh, and there's more also. There's also what's the name? There's Sean Jin who totaled 830. There's really like legitimately like 8th place can total 830. 8th place like at nationals. You understand that not this year but last year and 2 years ago when Delaney won his, he totaled like 815 and like 805 or something. 830 will come like 8th place.
Yeah, but I think a lot of the guys are probably going to be well over 830.
Right. So. No, I think it could be. I think 850 might be like 5th place.
Yeah,
like that's crazy. Like the world
Yeah,
record.
because I feel like because the rise and tides raises all ships. I think just because of like where I think Russ Joe will be, it's gonna push everyone else to be even like to go even more. Delaney's pacing for like 870 something as well. That's
Del-
where his
Del-
training's going.
yeah,
So
I mean
it's like
Delaney is one of my favorite lifters. He just like he doesn't post much, but like he executes pretty well. And honestly, he might be like he's up there as one of the most well-rounded lifters, right? Like he
yeah,
doesn't have
yeah.
any lift that he's like threatening the world record on, but he doesn't
Oh
have
no,
a weak.
no, no. I think his squats like it's there now.
Well, it is. He just did that right. He just had that huge squat in turn, but
Yeah,
until then he hadn't. But he doesn't have a weak lift. Like everyone else, like has like most people have some weak lift, right? Like obviously,
yeah.
like Russ and Jurens are both like their benches are weak comparatively. Even you, like your bench is going up, but it's still like you're still not. You still haven't hit 200 yet. Um, I guess for Joe, his weakest lift would be squat. He still hasn't squatted 300 yet. But Delaney's like 310 squat, like 210 bench, and like potentially 340 something. That like he has no lift. Is he gonna win the gold on? Except for maybe squat if that continues trending. But like he has no lift that he's gonna be like the beginning of the flight on. So
Yeah,
so it's very interesting to see. It's like it's weird because like I mean we talked about this last time also actually. It's like it used to be like you didn't need to have like be great at all three lifts, but like we're getting back to the point where like two lifts is not enough. Like
they
you're
need
gonna have
three. Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
you really need three. Like because there's too many people who are like I mean I remember watching the 83 session. I think it was in 2021, the one where like the deadlift world record was broken like 7 or 8 times.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
so
the
Russ was in there, Kafui
the
was in there. It was like Russ, Kafui. There was this guy
um,
from I think Ukraine or something who was there. Like whatever, just all these people, and it just kept getting broken. And at the end of the day, the record was like 330. Like that was the deadlift
was it
world
three
record.
thirty? That was more. I thought it was
No,
like
this
didn't
this
and
before Anna broke it. It was like three. It was like 330 or like 333. Like it was something when Kathy had it was
yeah,
like
but wasn't Enna part of that like day as well? Because I think
no,
he ended up
and
he
it
was
wasn't there yet, and it came in
oh, okay, okay,
in
okay.
2022. Um, yeah, and it came 2022. So it was like that was the record then, and now like 330 is like openers now, like three. No, I'm saying if you pull 330 now, you're the beginning towards the beginning of prime time, right? Because think about it, right? You pull way more than that. Jurgens pulls way more than that. Joe pulls way more than that. Ina pulls way more than that. That's four. Um, uh, if Angelo's there, he pulls much more than that. Um, who else? Tim pulls more than that. What did Tim pull? Like 345 or something, I think. He's pulled like
Yeah, no, because no, Tim 350.
oh
Tim and
350.
Durant have perfect numbers. They're like
Right,
perfectly.
right. So like 330 now is nothing. Like 330.
It's still it's like middle. I wouldn't say it's open. I'd say it's like middle of the pack.
No, it's
Like it's
not
still
opener. It's
decent.
not right. It's not opener, but 330. You can't win worlds in the 83s with 330 deadlift. It's impossible.
To be fair, Ross almost did.
Right,
Almost did.
but you weren't there. Joe wasn't there. Like
Yeah.
right
I know what
now,
you mean, but like it's not. I get what you mean. Like it's not like in terms of standard, it's not like up there. It's like meh.
the only way you could win it is if you have like one of those like like those like massive subtotal dudes who like somebody who's gonna like go out like Gavin, right? Like somebody who's gonna go squat like 340 and then like bench like 220. Then yeah, then maybe you could. But like if you have like if you're squatting 300 and benching 200 and you deadlift 330, that's only 830, right? That's so like it's
It's like
just yeah. So I mean it's pretty crazy. Like obviously the 83s have they kind of it's like they've leveled up because for a while the 83s were kind of stagnant and like the 74 like Perk was doing what the 83s were doing and now I don't think that's true anymore. I don't think like Perk is going to do something crazy but like I think the 83s are going to pass the 74s again. Like
yeah. What let's see, actually, what do you think Perk will do at Thingy? What do you think Perk will do at Sheffield?
his training's looking really good. I think well so first off he's going to be smart, right? So he's going to now before he might have been the favorite to win. Now he's not. So I think
Yeah.
he's going to make sure to take the individual record. So he's going to take his squat record. He's trying to take the bench record, which I think Eddie has it. What did Eddie just do? Eddie Berglund did I think it was 213.
213?
Yeah. So
Yeah, I think.
Perk just did 215 in training.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't. I mean, it wasn't a pause. That was not a comp bench.
Now
But
take
it moves
because
fast.
take 5 off. It's 210. I don't
Well,
think it's there
I
yet.
think he's gonna try to take the record just because let's say he takes a second attempt that's strong but not not let's say 207 or something, and then try to just chip the record because it's $5,000, so why not? So I think maybe he'll squat 325, bench if bench goes good, he'll try to break the record. He'll try to go to 213 whatever, and pulls. Deadlifts haven't looked crazy for him. Maybe 340.
Okay. So you've got him around
This is on a perfect day. On a perfect day,
yeah, you've got him around 880.
yeah, that was 878. 878.5 would be those numbers. I think that would be a perfect day.
Okay. You got him
I
because I
think
had him at 872.
right. So I think he's probably gonna end up a little bit lower, but
Yeah.
I it's hard because I mean he's crazy strong, but to do all he hasn't benched those stuff on the platform. So bench is the biggest jump
Yeah.
there. If he goes I wouldn't surprise me if he goes 320, 205 and 335, and that would only be 860. That wouldn't surprise. That'd still be a good meet, right? It just wouldn't be
Yeah.
it wouldn't be as expected by everyone else. But
No, but I think I think let's not. I don't know. Let's not get it twisted. 870 something. It's still a fucking huge 74 day.
yeah,
I guess
of
people are getting
course.
a bit too excited here. 870 is fucking massive. I just hit 861 as an 83. That's
Right.
still 9 kilos over that. Do you know what I mean? So I think personally, just objectively looking at, I think he's probably gonna do around 870. I think probably get the squat, probably get the deadlift and the total. I think that's what I think he'll
What
end
is
up
the
at.
deadlift currently?
I think it's Tim's of 330 something.
Oh, okay, fine. So then maybe
I think
you're
no,
probably
sorry,
right.
no, it's not. No, it's not. I think it's 340 Kajal.
Oh, okay. So that'll be a little
Yeah, so he
tough.
needs 0.5. Yeah. So yeah, he needs to get that from Kajal.
So what do you? Oh, let's talk about your class. So what do you think the 83s at Sheffield are going to do?
Um, this thing I'm not sure yet. I think if we're gonna base it off, let's see what they need to do to keep pace with. So Kajal's it's Kajal's to lose, to be honest. No one's close to Kajal.
Well, you saw what he just did, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. But again, he's probably not he probably isn't gonna match that meet day. We probably
No, for
take
sure not. But
20 off.
even if you take 15 kilos off each of those, he still can't lose.
Yeah, that's what I
15
mean.
kilos.
That's a 740 Kajal matches an 870 something
Right,
perk.
but I think we're going to see much more than 740.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not even close. So it's I think it's basically Kajel's to lose unless he has he has to have a really really bad day, a
Right.
really really bad day. So I think in terms of keeping pace with perk for second, I think you need to unless I don't know unless we're missing something. I don't know. Someone's gonna absolutely blast the weight classes. But I think in terms of keeping pace, because who I think probably pushes for that second spot will be perk, Kassem.
Right, he's
Uh,
looking strong.
Ashton. Yeah. And I think for the 83s to keep up as well, they probably need that 900.
I think the 83s can. I agree with what you said first. I think the people pushing for second are Perk, Ashton, and Casson. And then Bob if
Yeah.
he comes and does 105. Because I don't think all the other classes they're even if they do really well, no 93 is going to come anywhere near those numbers, right? They'll be lucky to break
They
it
need
by
940 for those guys. They need
yeah.
940.
They'll break it by if they have a good day, they'll break it by 1 to 2%, right? Then Jesus would need to have a historic day, not even to come even if he just to break his own world record, he has to have an historic day,
He
right?
needs 50 kilos to
Yeah,
keep
so
pace.
and then the 83s they would have had extreme difficulty even before you pushed the record.
But now it's like fuck. Now, but I think like 880, 900 is doable. But I've not really seen too much of anyone's training. Like
I
everyone's
don't
keeping
see
it really
how
close
I
to
don't
heart.
see how they get that high now. Like I'm look like nothing like recent, but just like
It's not like I think for Jones to hit 880, he needs like 320s, 190s, and like in the 360s. That's doable.
320,
Isn't that crazy?
190, 390. No, right for 880 he needs 320, 190, 370. I don't know. I think
Was it 370? Wait, one
yeah.
second. Okay, so okay. God, I'm doing some maths in there. Okay, 370. Yeah, right. You're right.
So I don't. You think he could? I don't know. 370 seems like a lot.
Again, I'm not sure with during training because he's not really showing us much. But he just did a 312, 25 pause single
Right.
for week 1.
Right.
I don't know what he's
Yeah.
cooking up.
I don't know. I think the two people who are not guaranteed that you and Joe are going to have the highest totals this year. Obviously, nothing's guaranteed. But I see your path and his path to 800 to 900 much easier because, first off, for him he's young into the class, and like for you, like you showed your path, right? Like you have more in deadlift. So if you pull 380, right? Like you said, like if you pull 380, squat 317, bench 202, that's
205,
900.
205.
Right, but I'm saying I was
No,
just getting to
yeah,
900.
202, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So and all those like you showed me the path, like you told me what you need to hit for those. Like those are all like within things you're hitting with your structure. For like we've already seen like your deadlift increase. Like it's been crazy and there's more on it. Like and then like you told me like your squat and bench both had like based off training were stronger than like what they showed up on meet day. So like it's not gonna be easy. Like it's still another 40 kilos. 40 kilos is hard, but like I can see how it can happen. But like Russ and Jurgens are like a bit older, and like I don't think either of their benches are gonna come out of nowhere. Like it's like Jurgens' bench is going up. It's going up, but like I don't think Jurgens gonna bench like 200. Like what he bench? He benched like 185, I think, at Worlds or something like that. Like
yeah.
so like it's kind of hard to
No.
get to 900.
He's going to be in the 190s. He's going to be in the 190s,
Right.
100%. Because 200, I'm not sure. I've not, but based on what I've seen from his training, because he's only showing rep work, and I roughly know what his rep work correlates to. So I think he's going to be in the 190, like probably mid 190s from what things are looking. Is what I think it'll probably be. So like, it's mostly just how much is he going to put on the deadlift as well? Because like in terms of squat, probably gonna set pace for the current world record. I think he's probably gonna be around there what he's doing in training. Because yeah, and deadlifts, well, I'm not too sure where it's gonna end up because I need to see someone to believe.
So my take is that neither of them get past 870 at Sheffield.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I think they're. I don't think so. I think they probably do a bit more.
Maybe okay. Neither of them. We'll revise it. Neither of them go past 875. That's my take. I think they're going to be either low 870s or 860s. It's a big increase. Like Jurgens has never totaled more than he totaled 845, right? At like 85 or something. But like that's like his biggest total. Russ did 860, but that was at nationals, not at worlds, right? Like he didn't have he had not a strict judging and whatever. I don't see. I think 900 probably is not going to happen this year. That's my guess. I think we're a year away.
You think so? Okay.
I think yeah. I think in general, every time people put up like these crazy totals and people start growing, like everyone's like, oh my, like obviously it's not you, but like people were talking about all these like sub juniors and how they're going to put up these crazy things, and they had really good performances, but none of them put up anything close to the numbers they were saying, right?
Yeah.
Like it takes time. Like even if you like. It takes time, and like 983, like we didn't like the 93s weren't hitting 900. Like Gavin just did it. I think 2026. I think 2026 is the year. 2026.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Would you like to make a little bet on that?
Yeah.
For next year.
Well, I want to based off like what I think. I don't want to because I want to see 900 go down. So like I would be the happiest person. Like, I would love for it to happen. I just think we're probably a little bit behind. I think I would guess like. I guess the truth is Worlds is June, so there's 8 months to Worlds. I think probably like I think we'll probably see more like high 880s, 890. That's like that's my guess for this year.
I think like in terms of the 83s, I think 900 is probably too soon for 900 for Sheffield. I think 880ish. I think between there is doable because I've ran the numbers, but again, like it's hard to say with because for example, for like Durance to hit 900, he needs 330, 197, like 372. I think that's too far.
Yeah.
Like 320, 190ish, 360ish. Cool, I can see that happening.
Right.
Now it's like 870 or something.
Right,
Cool,
that's 870. That's within reach. That I think.
Russ on the other hand, if he has like, again with this, it's a bit dicey because it's like if we're looking for like okay, cool, he has like a really, really amazing day. He puts up 340, he does 200 plus, he does like a 350. That's like a 900. But again, that's I could see it, but it's also like it's a bit high.
Well, what do you think Russ is weighing these days? Because his bench is the best it's ever
Apparently
been.
He's lighter than me.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe it. I never believe Russ's training weights because I'll tell you why. So? I'll tell you why. So you never competed against Russ, right?
No.
I've seen Russ. I've never seen him outside of competition. I've only seen him by competition.
Yeah.
And he does look really big, but
yeah,
he does not look as big as he does in training. Like when you see videos of him in training, he looks like a. I mean, obviously he's short, but like he looks so big.
Yeah.
He can't be 85 kilos. It's not possible that he's 85, 86 kilos. Like, I think he's like 88, 89. That's what I think he is.
Okay.
And then
I'm like 86-ish, 87 usually. That's where I'm roughly at.
How tall are you?
I'm like 5'5".
Really?
Yeah, I've got a picture of Russ. Like, we're on the same height.
Right. I would say Russ is probably like 5'4", 5'5".
Yeah, we're about the same size, height, I'd say. But in terms of like mass, I think he's like way more vascular than I am. But I think based on what they're saying in training, he says he's lighter, so that means he's currently like way lighter than me in training, which is pretty wild. If that's true.
If that's true, then like who knows? Because like if he's benching like 200, then like that's a big jump because he's benched like 185 the last couple of years. Like so if he gets 15 kilos on his bench, then like and the other numbers we've already seen. We've seen him squat and deadlift it. Like so it's. Whatever.
Well, they've been at a higher body weight. It's if you can bring it.
Yeah. So I think I'm guessing like we see low 870s or 860s at Sheffield from them.
Okay.
I mean, who are you most hyped to see at Sheffield? I mean, obviously Shell is going to be crazy.
Gel, man. Yeah. Like honestly, I was expecting like looking at his weight cut. I was thinking he's probably going to hit like around 840s before I seen his training just off the cut. I was like, he's probably gonna hit like 740s. I seen the training, I was like, oh shit, okay. Maybe like, I don't know, 780 something. Fair.
Do you think
now I'm like shit, maybe 800.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Do you think he could do 800 at 66?
No, I think he can. I think even if you take off like 7 off his squat, another 5 off his bench and another 7 off, that's 20 kilos. He starts at 5.
That it's really crazy because like so we had the same exact situation last year, right? With Agata. So it's actually funny. I told Agata at Worlds that she should cut down for Sheffield. I was the first one to know. Oh, actually, whatever. Pete Spence claims he knew before me, but I don't know.
Everyone's claiming that stake in
I leaked it. I was the one who leaked it to King of the Lifts. But either way, so but like. Everyone had the same thing. It was like she was putting up these crazy numbers in training, but everyone's like, "What's going to happen when she cuts down?" Right? Because she was putting up like these 600, around 600. But it's like, we're like, when she cuts down, like, is she going to be anywhere near that? And like the answer is like, yeah, she literally replicated it a full weight class down, and then she broke the record by like 10%. So the question is now, it's like similar. It's like Shell is doing these crazy things, but like the record in the 66s is I think 711 or 7 something like that. So if he breaks it by like 90 kilos. Yeah, so if he breaks away 90 kilos, like, the truth is, like, the 66s comparatively is just a weak class. Like, they're 140 kilos behind. Like, you never have that much of a gap from class to class. Like, 140 kilos. Like, so, like, I mean, obviously there's some people who might be a little bit stronger. Like Daniel Clements has done like 750 in the U.S. Like, which already that's taking away half the gap. So like that's a big difference. Then it becomes more of a reasonable like jump from class to class. So I want to see if he can, if he goes even close to 800, if he breaks 800, like that'll be, I don't know what that does for like dots or like GL points, but like I imagine that would put him at number one. I would imagine.
Yeah, it's going to be well clear, to be fair. It's going to be... Actually, wait. I think he's going to be... Yeah, he might be like 128 or something, you know? Like, he's going to be...
128. That's
He might
crazy.
be 128, to be fair.
What's the let's see.
I'm just taking a guess.
The highest males is Perk with 123.8.
No, I think he might be... Because if he does 800 at 60, he might be 128, but let me just double check that.
Yeah, check that out.
Yeah, let's say 866. Oh, actually, no, that's fucking well off. It's 124.71.
Okay, but that still would be number one.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy?
Well, what the fuck would
you know who's still number 3 ever in GL?
Oh, actually, yeah, no.
You know who's still number 3 ever in GL?
Taylor?
Jesse Norris.
Is he?
Yeah. 121.98. That's crazy. Like, it's crazy because, like, these records are broken every single year, and this from 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And he's still, like... Like, I'm looking at the rest of this, and the rest... I'm looking at the rest of the top... The rest of the top 20, right? There's Taylor, which is from 2021. There's... Jesse from 2014, and the other 18 of the top 20 are all from 2024.
Yeah.
So it's everyone this year and then 10 years ago. Like,
yeah, Jesse was like fucking ahead of his time, basically.
Yeah. So okay, so that's Sheffield. You know what? Let's go back just for a second to the whole the few days after your meet, the whole thing with the world record, is it or not?
Yeah.
So I mean, coming in, obviously, it was supposed to be a world record, right? It's an international meet. What was the whole controversy with like not being a world record or not being able to set world records at that meet? Like, what was going on there?
Okay, so like, yeah, basically, so regarding what actually happened with it, it was kind of like okay, long day. So basically, because I was under the impression it was going to count because it was a national meet, but then apparently, like so Westerns doesn't count for all of the region, so it's like half, like not half, like a section of the region. So technically, they're like, oh, it shouldn't count towards it being a world record, but it's international. And you can't break European records there. You can only break Western European records. Was like, oh, fair enough, okay. But I think they only said that after you've like entered and everything. But I think one of the coaches had to email to ask because I think Kunz wanted to break the deadlift one because that's what his goal was for the day, and then we found out, oh, he might not be able to do it because obviously because it's only like part of the European record, which is fair, fine. So we just assumed, okay, we can't do it then. And then on the day they announced like it was, so I was like, okay, all right, are we on then? Let's go. And then you do it, and then it's like, well, it's getting announced like it is, and then at the end it's like, oh yeah, actually, no, it's just for hype. And I'm like, this is so confusing. But I think afterwards, there was a lot of like debate because there's previously certain records that I've counted from this meet. So I think who was it? Like there's like a Russian lifter, or was it Ukrainian, who's counted as like 2021, who broke a world record there. I said like, and also they showed other people who broke world records at Western. So I think it's a thing of it used to be able to count, but it doesn't count anymore. But they haven't made it public that doesn't count anymore.
So going forward, is it going to count? I mean, I know yours counts.
I don't know.
So nobody
literally
knows.
They've not really said much on it. It's just kind of they've not really released any news about it. It's just kind of like, yeah, because it doesn't make sense because it's an international. So like I think other internationals I've done, Arnold's basically counts, and Arnold's has similar amount of people.
Yes, I don't understand, but okay. So, but at the end of the day, obviously it counts, and that's. Listen, I mean, it's gonna impact Germans and us. They're gonna.
Yeah.
I think they're emailing the IPF and they're like, I don't think this should count.
No. Oh, did you see Joe Flex's like Instagram story?
No. What did he say?
Oh god, he was posting memes of like just after when he counted. It was just, I think it was the funniest thing ever. It was like, oh shit. Dude, I was dying. It was like there was one he put. It was like what was it? If I find out, I'll send it to you. But it was like after it counted, and I was just laughing. I was like, oh god, it's hilarious.
That's funny. Yeah. Wait, so you said Jordan's obviously not doing nationals and probably not Euros, so you're not gonna get to battle him head to head. So I guess your next like real chance to battle head to head would be Worlds. So like who you looking most forward to like battling head to
Yeah,
head?
I'll be Euros because it'll be probably from weights looking. It probably will be Anna.
Enna?
And who else is in Euros that I'm missing? Probably missing somebody in Euros. I've not done my
I don't
little
think you're. I
analysis
mean,
yet.
you might be missing somebody, but you're not missing any like the top level, like the. You're not missing any like the top five people at least for sure.
So it'll
Like,
probably be Anna shooting against like Euros. But again, it depends on whether Jones wants to do it or not, because obviously he still has Worlds after Sheffield and also World Games. So it depends if he wants to even do either of those or just focus on World
because I'm
Games.
looking right now. Enna is like the 14th, the number 1483, and then it's just like basically the U.S. Wow, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine U.S. 83s.
Fuck you guys. um,
That's funny. That's like pretty crazy. But right. So I mean obviously it's annoying because you don't get to see everyone on like for me ideally you get to see all the top lifters on the same stage, but you're only going to get to go up against one or maybe two. So but I mean which person like who are you I think you kind of answered before, but who are you most excited to battle? Like which
Oh,
age?
not. I was going to say Durans because I'm not actually going to. Not competing against Durans yet, but I think Durans is more like it's more like a personal one. I want to go against the other like GB guy. So, but I think who would I want to go up against this year the most? Probably Joey. But I think we'll get to do that till Worlds, and that's obviously granted he's going. But I think he probably will. But I don't think it's going to be like. I think some people think it's going to be like super like oh he's going to beat Russ by like 20 kilos. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be pretty tooth and nail. But I think he edges him out because he has a deadlift. So I think it'll be pretty much like if you can just set pace with squat and bench, you pretty much like have say with deadlifts, just load what you need and go home.
Right. Yeah, I mean you and Joe are pretty similar. Like you have like similar deadlifts and like you have the advantage in squat and he has the advantage in bench. But like you're both like trying to put a little bit more in each of those and like you're similar in deadlift. So it's like it's yeah, that'll be a good
No, we're not similar deadlift. We're similar on paper right now. We're not
right.
similar.
That's that's valid. That's valid. Okay.
No. I think just yeah. Wait after Euros, then we'll see. We'll see. Um,
3.
but I think yeah. So I think in terms of strategy, probably quite similar strategy. But I think that's who I'm looking for the most to face in. It'd be Durans and Joey.
Okay. Fine. So I heard when you were on the King of the List podcast, you mentioned something about
Yeah.
93s.
Oh yeah. The move and that. Yeah, because I was like because I think I'm getting because I'm sitting around like 86 is 87, so I'm around that like 4 kilo mark. I think I moved a similar sort of thing when I moved from 74s. I think I can probably best as probably move up after maybe this year because I was looking to what's the next kind of thing for me because if I can do what I've got planned this year, like I pretty much have made the distance from 83s to 93s. I'll probably be with the 93s if I can touch would have a good year. So like at that point, it's kind of like just move up because I can also like I think I can fill out the weight class as well because like I'm still pretty young, I'm 26. So I think after possibly if I get to go World Games, probably be my last meet as an A3, and I'll probably just move up after that.
So you would say like another year, max 2 years.
Yeah, most likely, probably, and I'm probably done. I think.
Kind of makes sense because the way like you explained it is like obviously you want to win championships and this and that. Everyone you want to win all, you want everything you could do, but like you think in numbers and right, you're trying to hit these. You have your goal numbers for like your lifts, and then eventually like you're gonna keep wanting to increase those, and like at a certain point it gets hard to keep doing those in your same weight class, and you're already
Yeah.
right, and like you're already moving up. Uh, you said who does your nutrition?
Christian.
Christian, like Indokun.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, He coaches.
Yeah, it was
He
super
coaches
helpful going
Gerns, right?
into their what do you say?
Does he coach Gerns?
He coaches Gerns, yeah, and he helped me do my nutrition.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You sure he's not gonna? He might like put some bleach in your pregame drink. You gotta be careful about that.
Nah. Christian's sound, man. Both
No,
Nigerian, like
I love Christian. Christian's a good dude.
he's like,
No,
yo, he's gonna
I've met him. He's a nice guy. He's also
um
freakishly strong.
but like yeah, so I think but I think this time around my move probably 93s, I'll probably be a bit more methodical with it. So I'll probably be more strict because I don't think I got as much as I could have out of my move to 74s to 83s. But I think with 83 to 93 move, probably be a bit more like on the fucking money with it. So we just have to see how that goes.
Well, I guess if we talk about 93s, we'll give you time to throw out some outlandish number of what you can do in the 93s.
Dude, I've never thought about that right now. I think my current goal at the minute is just hitting my train numbers for if I can hit these goals, 903 is pretty much there. So I think after I've done that, I'll have a think about what is next. But yeah, 93s can wait, man. They can ball out and have their fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
They should wait for you, you're saying.
Yeah, they can wait for me. I'm here, man. Give me when's because after World Games probably be Nationals be our next one, so maybe till November. So November
Right.
next year with my 83 debut.
Okay, so
yeah, 93 debut. But GB Nationals is changing as well next year. So we're gonna have like
again.
So what they're doing? Well, actually, what do you think about this? Because like we're having a bit of debate at the minute. Because currently we're changing how the nationals. So at the minute, anyone could like sign up for nationals, and like basically like it's similar to how Bucks was. I don't know if you've heard of Bucks. Bucks is like our British unis ones, where like but they've changed Bucks as well, where like previously anyone could just enter, you could just compete. But this year we have like a ton of people because of the rule change next year. So next year they're capping it at like 14 people per weight class.
Oh, so it's like okay, so it's bigger than a prime time, but it's still small.
Yeah. So I think next year, so because of that, like not a lot of people can enter. So this year, like there's a ton of people. It's like I think almost 500 people have entered this year's nationals. So it's pretty. I think last year was like 207 or something. And
Is
this year's
that
like
is that just talking about open lifters, or is that including like?
that's open. Oh, some of the juniors have joined as well.
Oh, we just opened.
Yes, yeah, that's open nationals.
That's crazy because like in the U.S. they. Oh, actually, it's not true. Powerlifting America does it separate, but they don't have a lot of people. So I'm like thinking like USAPL numbers, and like they have 1,000, but that's like with juniors and teens and masters and whatever. 500 for the open. There are 16 weight classes. So that means like an average of like 32 people per weight class.
Some weight classes like 50 people.
Right, I would imagine like you're probably gonna have less in the 59s and super heavies and more in the 83s and 93s. Like that's just.
For 83s is light. 105s is disgusting. It's like
really
50 something.
That's interesting.
83s are 16. I don't know. No one's joining 83s, man. They've left me alone.
You scared them out.
No one's literally. I look at it every day. I'm like, where is everyone? Why is no one coming, man? This is so dry.
You scared off all the 83s.
30, yeah, 74s have 83s are still 16. 74s have 33. 93s have 42. 105s have 52. 120s have about 20 something. Yeah. But
that's crazy.
But it's a pretty big national one. It's pretty big. It's like 400-ish or something like that. I think the last time I checked, I'll double check again how many people are in here. But
is the roster available online?
Yeah. I'll send you a link as well.
Send it to me. Yeah, I want to take a look at that because if it's as big as you're saying, so I'm gonna probably want to like watch nationals and get some. I'm sure there'll be some good like content.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be sick. So like, but I know some juniors are also doing it. Some juniors are also signed up, but because obviously like with the rule change, some juniors are also doing it. But it's majority open.
Okay, so that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I think I've just sent it.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at it after.
We've also got non-sub doing the open with Abdul and Tony, so that's gonna be fun as hell.
Who do you think's gonna win?
Okay, I think I've already said this to everybody. I think I think non-sub probably wins it. Again, this is what I mean with the deadlift advantage. It's pretty like as long as you have like you set pace of bench and squat, it's pretty easy when it comes to deadlift. Just load what you need and go home. And then I think, in terms of But again, Abdul probably second, I think, and then probably Tony third. Then everyone's gonna hate me for my opinion after this. But
Listen, I don't disagree based off like recent trends.
that's what I think. But again, like in terms, but looking at it from my perspective, though, I think Tony, if you look at all these numbers, has a bigger subtotal, has a bigger total than everybody. If he puts together like his best day ever, he's like 970. But again, I've not seen that so far. Whereas I can see 950 from Nonso, 950 from Nonso. I could also see similar from Mo if Mo has like a good day, not the day he had at Manny Open. If he has like similarly a good day with what's training showing, he can probably do like 950 as well. And I can also see Tony doing around that.
I mean, the truth is, like, Nanto, like, whatever he says, I think it's, like, realistic. Like, he's just making crazy progress. I take full credit for it. So for somehow I've been lucky. Like, the people I've gotten on, I've just, like, they've all, like, hit their goal. So, like, Nanto was the first person I had on. And when I had him on, like, a year ago. And at the time, his total was, like, 860. And he's, like, his goal was for 900. And then he smashed that, right? He hit, like, all of his goals. Then I had Joe Bornstein on. That was my second person. And then he hit all that. Then I had Agata on. So, like, and then I had you on. So, like, so far, like, I'll just take credit for everyone.
It's like, I know they're going to do it. I've got them on. Fuck it.
Listen, if I have you on, that means I want to hear your goals because I think they're actually going to happen.
So, he's like, remember last year when he said he was going to do 903? Hey, look, he did it. He said on the podcast, he did it.
I honestly, if I'm unlazy enough, I have to clip the part from last podcast, and then I'll use that for now, and then I can use this for when you compete. Be like, yeah. I think that'll probably be, yeah, I got to put that on the cover, 903.
So what was I going to say? I must have forgotten.
That basically,
yeah, but I think with the 120s, so like with Nonso, Tony and Abdul, I think it's pretty close in my opinion. But again, I think it's Nonso's to lose. But again, if he's not silly with his deadlift attempts, he should pretty comfortably win. And also, like, Abdul's pretty close in terms of subtotal and also like deadlift. He's not that far off. He just has to kind of have like a good day.
You know who else? Joshua. Is he coming down to 120s?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
We'll see if he can retain strength, but Kid is really strong.
No, his strength is
I love watching him lift also because everything looks so easy.
So quick.
So easy. It's like...
I think he's got another 13 kilos to drop. Something like that.
Yeah. But I think he totaled, what he totaled, like 945 or so. I think he totaled more than Nanso at Junior Worlds. Obviously much heavier, but...
But again, like his strength's still going up and his body weight's coming down. So like, it's not 10 kilos is not that much now because especially just such a big guy. Like it's not a huge amount to just drop now. Like you can do that. Like you can probably even drop like 5 to 8 with a water cut and some sauna. So like it's not that crazy.
And dropping weight will probably help his deadlift. Like his leverages will probably get a little better. Like imagine. And his squat is just so strong. So it's like, I'm not even, like, his squat just... Like, I could see him challenging for the 120 world record squat, like, when he comes down. So, we'll see.
It is pretty nuts. Because he's a fucking teenager.
But it's true, I'm saying, GB, like, France had the women, but, like, on the men's side, they haven't really, like, other than Panda, they haven't really had people that have, like, been like top level competitive, like podiuming and whatever, but GB is like they're getting there. I mean, I would say like you probably have to say GB might be the number 2 men's like country right now. I think that's fair to say.
Is it? I'm trying to think. Whichever. What do we place at Worlds again?
I don't know.
Did we place that? But I also feel like sometimes with these things,
at Worlds they didn't take the best roster, right? Like I'm saying, you didn't go, Mo didn't go. Like it wasn't necessarily like the roster this coming year Worlds is going to be a much better roster. Like assuming they're smart with how they pick it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think as well, like who. I think we did. I think we either placed second or third at Worlds though. Championships. Oh, she, bro. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, we're second actually. Yeah, we're second.
Yeah. Okay, and the
Yeah,
team
we're
is
second.
stronger this
And then it
coming year.
was
So
France. Third. Yeah. I'm trying to think which other nation is as that, because I think in terms of like if we were to create like a world's team for the so if we had 83s, after we had Midurans, 93s, you had Christian Maxwell, but I don't know. But again, I don't know what Nathan's doing because Nathan's not really personally training. Neither is Maxwell to be fair, but just off recency. And then we've got 105s, we've got Sanchez. 120s we had Tony and Mo. 120 plus.
You're forgetting. Nanso's getting that
No,
spot.
but he's not coming as a open worlds, is he though? He's not
He
going to.
is.
He could. We
He's
wanted
going
to.
to. I think he said he's going this year.
Did he?
I think so. I'm
He
pretty
wants to go.
sure.
He wants to go to open worlds.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. I guess obviously because of Sheffield. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And
And
also,
also
like he
more
could.
games.
I'm saying he could podium at Open Worlds. Like I don't think he's gonna beat Bob this year, but like Bob and Rondell. But then like who's third? Could be him.
Yeah. Again, he could even push for second. You don't even know.
I don't think he could beat Bob this year. Bob's totaling 1,000. Bob totaled 1,000 in training with like
No, but
more.
like looking at it from a point of view of like a year's worth of progress.
It's true, but the thing is, he's already gotten to like the full 120 now. So like it's gonna slow down because he's already sitting at like 124 whatever it is. So he doesn't like
Was he?
last.
Is he that big already?
I think so. I think he was saying like maybe not every day, but he's already over 120. So,
Fucking kidding, man. Jesus Christ.
but he was saying to make 105, he was eating like 1,600 calories and running twice a day.
Oh yeah. Oh,
He was
that's a
like,
bad way.
yeah, he like so like the second he started being able to eat, like he went up to like 117 in like a month. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like it's kind of different.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. 20, these kids, man. I'm trying to think what I've missed now. Yeah, see, Mo's just he don't even want to eat no
Oh,
food. That
actually,
guy, man.
you know who I want to make the 105 team? Sam
Who?
Watt.
You want him to make the 120? What?
The 105 team, Sam Watt. He's been
Oh,
he's been going
oh,
he's
oh,
been
oh,
going
oh.
crazy in training. I hope he signed up for nationals.
No, I think I should. I don't even know if he signed up this year actually. But he's looking really good.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yes, I keep forgetting about Sam.
he he might be he's actually probably the number one 105.
No, it's Sanchez. But
What is Sanchez?
He's not done a comp to really showcase.
What's Sanchez's total?
Yeah,
Sanchez.
he's not. No. It's Sanchez.
Sanchez's best total is 873.5. Sam's is 887.5.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
How have I missed this?
No, this is not new. He hasn't done that recently, but
Oh, that's why then. So what was this 187.5? When was this?
he still did 870 last year. So he was only 3.5 kilos behind last year, and he's way stronger now.
Oh, okay. This is in
Okay.
20.
Yeah, last
Oh,
year.
this is in 2022. Okay, that's
So
why I've forgotten. Okay, cool.
last year Sam totaled 870, and that was with a 350 pull. He just pulled 365, so that's 15 kilos.
Yeah, he did all England. He didn't do.
What?
Yeah, he did all England. He didn't do nationals.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
he just squatted 330 like easily. Like, he's gonna total 900.
Okay, see, this is news to me. Do you? Okay, no. Let me not be skeptical. Let me run the numbers because I'm like I just was not expecting that from Sam. Because I was thinking it's basically Sanchez is to win really, or Sanchez. And then looking at maybe Pape going for second. Okay.
I'm guessing.
Well, I'm interested to see what Pape does though, because Pape was actually my old coach. Look and see what he does because he's gotten coached by Mike Teixeira now, so I want to see what he puts together. So I'm going to see what he puts together.
He's like what, like 870 or something?
Yeah, he was like 870-ish, but I've not seen what he's not really put anything together recently. I'm like, okay, cool, but so I don't know what he's going to be at. But that's what I'm thinking, Sanchez, because at the minute Sanchez is the one he's making progress. He's looking like, he's the one.
Right, so but either way, like whichever one of them they bring, like that would be the team. Like either 2 out of Tony, Nanso, and Mo in the 120s, then you and Jurgens in the 83s, Christian and Maxwell, or 2 of the 93s, whichever ones like come, and then a 105, and then who's the one? You have a 120 plus or no?
I can't remember. That's the thing. I always forget.
I think there is somebody. I don't know like how high level.
Oh, is it AJ?
Yeah. He's like the really massive dude with like
AJ, and then there's another one as well with. I don't really follow the 120 plus class too much, so I'm always a bit like. I don't think we even sent
AJ. His total is 980. He didn't do Worlds. He did some other competition.
No, the thing is it 7 people we take for Worlds?
8.
Okay, cool. So it's then we've got one more. So we're missing. Oh yeah, because I think we took Joey last year because we took a 66. We took Joey last year.
Right.
So we've got one spot left, so anyone can really get that. I don't know if we didn't take a 120 plus last year.
Right.
So maybe it's AJ.
Maybe.
Who's on rankings now?
Yeah, there's no like. I don't think there's any 66, 74, or 59. Yeah. That's actually funny. The number 259 in the UK is from 1977. That's hilarious. Yeah, I think they need some 59s.
Yeah, no, but again, 59s is like it's a hard class because like not a lot of men weigh 59 kilos.
Right. Even 66 is not an easy class. Like that's why they're like a drop below. It's just I think 74 is the first class that you can like get
people normally around 70.
Yeah, like if you're like 66, like unless you're really really short, like if you're like 5 feet, but like if you're like 5'4" and you're making 66, you can't put that much muscle on. Like you're just not going to be able to weigh that light.
Yeah, like even why Kajal fits so well the 66 class because like he's around that height. He's got a ton of muscle.
Less. Kajal's not 5'4". Kajal's like 5 feet.
No. I know he's less. But like he's like the perfect height for it.
Oh,
he's got the right amount of muscle mass. Right. Like so that's why he can put it together.
That's why we don't see like the 59s, right? Like Fedoshenko is the perfect height for 59, and then Shell is like 66. Like Wasker's weight like 6 inches taller than like Fedoshenko.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever.
But again, like with man, I think this Sheffield is going to be funny. It's going to be super fun to watch. But I think it's going to be. Yeah, I think it's going to be. I won't say it's pretty predictable, but we'll have to see.
Right. Well, I think it'll be interesting. Also, it'll make next year a little bit more normal, where like all these classes will get checked now, and then after that, it'll be hard to like break it. Which even in the past couple of years, like the men haven't really broke it. The women shattered it, but now all the men are coming over. So like last year, like they only broke it in like 2 classes, right?
Maybe it's not a good thing doing this year.
What?
I said maybe it's not a good thing doing this year. It's really bad doing next year.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, based off what we were saying, right? If they only get to like 870, right, and then you come next year and you do 900 or 9 something, next year that might actually be enough to win because the other classes are all going to be higher, right? Like the 66s is going to be crazy, the 74s are going to be crazy, the 105s Ashton's going to put up something huge.
Oh yeah.
Next year it'll just be you're only going to have to worry about the 120s because Rondell.
What do you think Ash puts up?
980.
Yeah. Okay.
I think 980.
Yeah,
Which
I think about the same.
I think he might. I think he could, if he depending on how things come out, he has a shot of getting second place.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like Ashton, Perk, and Kasim are like the 3 people I think for second place.
Yeah, think about the same.
We'll see, and we'll see who gets the spot.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna shoot a message after this. Be like,
Yeah,
hey man,
send them a message.
what's going on, dude?
You're like, yo, what's good? Is Bob dropping out? Is the spot open?
You got that spot open, man? I'm trying to shut you out over here.
Fine. So thank you very much for coming on. It's always fun talking about everything powerlifting. You have any like sponsors you want to shout out?
Not particularly, just SBD. You know, get some
Just
SBD.
SBD?
Use my link. I got it in the bio.
Yeah.
That's
I
all.
would take one of those sweatshirts. Those are nice. Are those on the?
Well, these are great. Like, but they're super thick, so I'm not really able to wear them till like because now it's really cold in the UK. So I'm just wearing these all the time now because they're really thick. To be fair.
Yeah, they look nice. Yeah. So just SBD. Need
Just
more
SBD, man.
sponsors.
Just SBD.
This for the.
Need
Come
more.
on, the
Need more.
world record holder. Come on, you guys have the.
You start milking it out.
Where you
Oh
at? All
man.
you shoe companies, supplement companies, everything.
Oh
companies.
shit! Do you know what? I forgot to shout out Bankers. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, you have. Okay. Everyone go hit up
well,
with
it's like a loose sponsorship. It's like I get some shoes here and there, but like it's not like SBD. So like.
Oh, so you don't have like they don't like send you stuff like.
Yeah, just like so that's what I'm like. I always forget. Like you know, some things like they might send you stuff here and there, so you forget. Like I was like, oh, they help you out here and there, but it's not like you're getting paid, baby.
And you have no supplement sponsor?
Nah, I just get sent stuff here and there.
But you don't have a specific brand that like normally does it?
No.
Okay, so all you supplement brands, listen.
Hit me up, man.
Hit them up.
My protein.
And,
ESN, what are you doing?
And then you don't have a coach, so no coach to shout out. And then what's your Instagram handle?
Oh, a.omisakin. And yeah, I coach myself, all that good stuff.
Do you coach other people or no?
I do, but I'm very like I don't have the time to take anyone on, so I've just not really.
Okay, so you're not looking into it. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a few people like I've not tried to increase it. Like people come, I just like no, I don't have time, dude.
Okay.
Maybe next time I'm on, I'll be like, I got availability.
7 spots available. Quick.
Go quick.
Okay, yeah. So thank you for coming on, and anybody who's still listening, thank you for listening to the podcast, Future of Powerlifting with Omisakin, and we are out.
Deuces.